Hi everyone, welcome. FPLMattDay here, and this is my Euro Fantasy 2024 team selection video for Match Day 4. If you're new here, please jump onto the YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to give this video a like if you haven't done already, and get any comments and questions in ahead of today's deadline, which is currently 5 hours away, all the way up until kickoff between obviously the Germany-Switzerland game today. The Italy-Switzerland game being played, and also the Germany-Denmark game. So lots to look forward to. It's unlimited transfers in our teams. So it's effectively just like what we got at the start of the game. You can change every player in your game. You've got a €5 million extra budget, 105 million. You can pick one extra player from each nation. And there's also been a few price rises, I believe, as well. But with that extra budget, it definitely helps. So we'll share my team very shortly. We'll get all the comments that come in first. Christian, welcome to the stream, mate. Let me know how you've been. Looking forward to chatting more during FPL when it starts as well, mate. Lorenz, Morata, Ronaldo. You'll see my team selection shortly, but I think Ronaldo might just edge it because I feel like he's due a goal in this tournament. I feel like he's due a goal. Christian is thinking of removing Kane to bring in Gakpo. It's not a bad shout. Gakpo is someone that you'll see if he's in my team right now, but he's someone I really like at international level. Really knows how to find the net in a Dutch shirt. He's a real international type of player. I'll wait for a couple more watchers to come on the stream, whether it's from Twitter or whether it's from YouTube, in the next sort of 30 seconds. And then I'll share screen and go into my side, starting with forwards. Make sure everyone that is viewing on Twitter is either liking the video or resharing. And everyone that is watching on YouTube so far, please like the video, subscribe, and get a hello in the comments as well. So let's share now my team. Starting with the forwards, bear in mind there is going to be players on the bench that might make the lineup at some point as well. That's my team, the three Pomeranians. We've got Harry Kane remains in my team for now. I just don't see why I could want to remove him, because this kind of reminds me of Euro 2020 in a way, where Kane, quiet in the group, didn't do much, and then once the knockouts come, he come alive. He scored in the game against Germany. He scored 2 against Ukraine. He grabbed a goal against Denmark in the semis from the spot. And England have to do something. The shackles have got to come off. They're either going to go hard and actually give it a go, or they're going to get knocked out. And surely it just can't get any worse. So Kane stays in there for me. And then Mbappe, Belgium, high ownership for him. I think tricky game for the French. You might be able to get away without Mbappe and go for someone like Gakpo or Morata. But I think for safety reasons, I just want to keep him in. Christian just saying Kane and KDB on the chopping block for Gakpo and Musiala is his thinking. Don't mind it. I think Musiala is someone that is going to be in a lot of teams. He's going to be a lot of people's captains. I like Gakpo as well. KDB is an interesting one. You'll see if he's in my team or not. But the one thing that I've realized without owning KDB during this tournament when I haven't owned him is, and there's been times where I have owned him, but when you don't own him, he's just very, very effective in the games, and he's got a high chance of getting the 3 bonus because he's so involved. So yeah, interesting one, mate. James Warner. Well, we'll talk about Bellingham in a second, because we'll go into my midfield, and you'll see Bellingham is in my midfield. So I think he's worth having, because as bad as England have been, I think they'll go through. I think they beat Slovakia, and they'll put in a bit of a performance. Maybe not, 4-5-0 type of stuff, but a strong, sort of solid 2-0 type of win. I don't think it's going to be. I'll have its nervy moments, but I think Bellingham's going to take charge. I think there's going to be a bit of a shuffle in that midfield, and Bellingham, he's already scored in this tournament. He's had a couple of quiet games after that, but I think he's worth having because he can always find the net. His ball recoveries are good, and there's always a man of the match performance in him from Bellingham. So I do think he's worth having, mate. He's in my team, as you can see. I'll go through the other midfielders in a second, but I'll bring up some more comments. No one single player has scored more than a single goal in any one of the 36 single games so far. That is a very interesting stat from Joseph. Really, really interesting. And that's very interesting because I remember Euro 2008 when David Villa got a hat trick in Euro Fantasy. It was really big. We've had Ronaldo getting doubles before, Lukaku getting doubles, and yeah, he's been really unlucky. Say someone like Lukaku in that first game with a couple of disallowed goals, and it's just not falling for these players. Maybe we might see it in this stage. There's a few pretty good matchups for some teams. Obviously, you've got Spain playing Georgia. We might see something in that one. They've got a lot of good, strong attacking players. But yeah, really good stat, Joseph. I like that one. Christian does like KDB, but Belgium have looked so poor at staying onside to convert the chances. He's not wrong. So midfield, obviously mentioned Bellingham. Musiala is my captain for the first game with Germany playing Denmark. I think he's sort of a must-have in that midfield. Gundogan's another one I considered having as well. There's just something about Musiala. I like owning him. I like having him in UEFA games. I think he's always involved. He's always in and around the box. I went for Sabitzer from Austria. I wanted someone from that Austria-Turkey game because I felt like I was missing out on kind of the best of the rest in terms of the games. And Sabitzer has obviously been really good in this tournament so far, hitting a 10-point score in his last game against the Dutch. So I thought, let's get him in. There's probably a few good players from Turkey as well and a few others from that fixture to look at. But I like Sabitzer. I like how involved he is. And then Fabian Ruiz, I know there's the likes of Yamal, who's obviously a forward. There's Williams as a midfielder for Spain. They've got options, but the reason I've paid a bit less for Ruiz is I feel like there is a good chance of, 6 to 9 sort of ball recoveries, which gets you those extra few points. You're not really chasing the goals as much. He's always good for an assist, and he did score in the first game, and he had quite a few shots in the second game for Spain as well, and he's looked quite dangerous. So liking the prospect of Ruiz in midfield. So we'll go into my defense shortly. As I mentioned before, if you're on X watching this, we always get some good views on X. Then please jump onto YouTube, get your question in, like the video. If you're not on YouTube, then just retweet and get some comments in on there. I can always answer after I've finished on the channel. If you are one of the people watching on YouTube right now, then yeah, give the video a like and comment and subscribe as well. We'll go into my defense. You can see it on screen. We'll bring up James's question now as well. I've gone double England attack. Do you think it could be worth tripling down on the England defense? Mate, I think it's a good idea as well. England games have been low scoring. There's clean sheets to be had. If you can fit that triple up in there, you obviously there's going to be players you're going to have to get rid of. But yeah, I don't think it's the worst idea. I've gone with Kane and Bellingham because I wanted Kane in there. I think he comes alive in the knockout stages, like in Euro 2020. And just Bellingham as I think England are going to go through. So I just wanted those two ready for the next stage. But I don't think it's a bad idea to do the alternate option of 2 England defenders and an England goalkeeper, and maybe one of their attacking players. Or you could just go completely gung-ho and go all of the defenders. But obviously one goal will completely kill your team. But I don't think it's a worse idea. Either 3 English defence and 1 forward, or 2 English defence and 1 sort of attacking type of player, and maybe not go all 4 just in case. Because it is quite scary going with all 4 players from a nation, and then if they go out, your team's very sort of like lopsided as well. So yeah, it's a tricky one, mate. But defence, kept Mittelstadt from Germany. Good pick, 4 million. Enabler, attacking. He's already got an assist in this tournament. Gahey, cheap again. Really strong ball recoveries. As James mentioned before in the comments, England have got a strong defence. And then Cucurella, another cheap one. Loads of ball recoveries for Spain. I think he's going to be very, very popular choice. We'll click on him here. 6 points and 10 points. Still only 11% selected. Doesn't seem like much, but that's quite a bit in Euro Fantasy because there's not huge amounts of active or engaged managers at this stage. So we'll go back down. And then Carvajal, Again, had some good points so far in the 2 games that he started. Um, Popular to double up in the Spanish defence. I think a lot of people are also considering tripling up with Spain in defence, and then going with Simon in goal. So we'll see if I've done that. Similar to England, though, it's kind of a bit scary having 4 players from one nation, 4 players from another, and then your team becomes quite lopsided. If there's a shock, Spain are on the tougher side of the draw as well. So you've got to think about the next rounds. I don't mind as much going with more England players as opposed to Spain, because as bad as England have been, I still think they'll find a way to go through, and they've got a good side of the draw, and you expect them to go to at least the semi-finals with that side of the draw. So that's why I'm not as scared with England. So go to my keeper. So at the moment it's Pickford. So I've kind of done similar to what James mentioned in the comments. I've gone with double England defence for now. Don't think you can go wrong. Make sure you've got goalkeepers as well that play on 2 separate days. So if you've got, say, Manuel Neuer tonight, then make sure you've got someone like Pickford or Diego Costa or Verbruggen or whoever it may be. So you don't have goalkeepers playing on the same night. We'll go to my bench in a second as well. So Christian's brought in some Slovenian guy in defence. I can't remember his name, but he's way ahead on points compared to the other defences. I think I know the one. I think he's about 4.5 million. He's done really well so far. Whether or not you want to continue with those guys going forward, not sort of nation you'd probably expect to go much further than this round, but you never know. It's been one of those tournaments where the big teams haven't quite looked fresh or looked themselves. Let's go to my bench. And this is where it gets a little bit worrying as well, because you'll see I've gone quite heavy on Portugal with that Slovenia game. Portugal did lose, obviously, to Georgia. They made a lot of changes. I've gone heavy on Portugal, Spain, England as well. I've avoided a few of the Dutch players. I think Romania is a really tough game for them. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to get past that after what I saw in the Austria game. They just seem a little bit all over the place. I remember Christian, who's in the comments, telling me this in a message before the tournament, and he's been right so far, I think, with the Dutch. Ronaldo's in there for now, I think, because he's due a goal. He's always got opportunities. Slovenia is one of those fixtures you think Portugal should win. They should win by a couple of goals, really. Bruno Fernandes stays in there for that as well. We can always pick up a man the match performance. Pepe was a cheap Portuguese defender, and we're going to click on him now. And what I really like about him is he's 5 million, but have a look at that. Matchday 2, 9 points. And we'll see if we can just scroll. If it lets me scroll. For some reason, oh, there we go. It'll let me scroll here. Yeah, 9 balls recovered. He got an extra 3 points. And he got subbed off at 83 minutes in that as well. So, he was able to bank up that clean sheet. Did play 90 minutes in the first game, but I like Pepe. I think he's a really good shout. You just got to be careful of a red card. And then, mentioned Bruno, mentioned Ronaldo, and then Verbruggen for the Dutch in that game. Very tricky game against Romania. I can see that one maybe going 0-0 and all the way to extra time potentially. Tricky one. We'll scroll out into my full side, which you can see on screen for now. I've obviously done it so players are playing on different nights. Like with my bench, got Portugal on the last day. Netherlands play towards the end. I can always do, Bruno Fernandes in for, Bellingham if he doesn't do well. Pepe can come in for a midfielder or a striker as well, as can Ronaldo. And then Verbruggen as backup. Lopsided it quite a lot with 4 England, 3 Spain, 3 Portugal. So I'm relying on 3 nations. But I've tried to avoid as much from the other trickier side of the draw. I say that I've got 6 Spain, 6 Portugal. I'm a bit worried if Netherlands were to go through, and I don't have too many of their players for potentially playing against. I think it's that Turkey-Austria side of the draw again. So they've got it quite good in that next round. It's hard though at this stage. You do get more transfers, you get more budget. You got to start taking risks. You got to start picking players from nations you think are going to go quite far. Because if you don't have your wild card or limitless left, which I don't, then you're basically gonna get players knocked out. if you've got your wild card left, it's probably a good time to then use it at the quarterfinal stage. And you kind of have a bit more of an idea as to who you think will make it through to the final from there. But let me know what you think of my team in the comments. Let me know what transfers you want to make in your team, what questions you have, all that type of stuff. James has asked, do you still have your wild card? Have you used it? Used it, mate. Used it. If I had it, I probably would be going for Spain in this. Maybe one extra Dutch or French. Maybe an extra French. Probably would have gone an extra French. No. Yeah, I would have gone an extra Spanish player. For sure, I think, in this one. And maybe even gone an extra Austrian player just for the Turkey game. Because I thought they looked quite sharp. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't have it, mate. So Christian's planning to go Georgian keeper and Simon. Two keepers, same match, so I know one will go through. It's not a bad idea, mate. I guess it's not a bad idea. The only problem is you don't get a second shot off a goalkeeper, and you're gonna have to use a transfer. You might not have to, especially if Simon goes all the way. Actually, so it's probably a better idea maybe doing that than having two goalkeepers from nations that might just get knocked out in the next round anyway, because then you got to find a keeper. And he's put £5 on the Slovenia-Slovakia final too. That would be insane. Morning, Jared. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. But yeah, we'll keep my team on screen. We'll wait for questions to come in. We'll probably try and stream potentially for another sort of 10 minutes or so, depending on who comes into the comments. Please subscribe if you are new to the channel and this is the first time you are watching. Jump on from X onto YouTube as well if you haven't done already. I'm just going to jump on Twitter now and just see, because we've got some good views. There's 47 of you. So I'm just going to put a comment in there. Hi, everyone. So James's team, and post your team in the comments as well. If you've got any players you're not sure on what you think, put it in the comments. I'll let you know what I think. People who are watching the video will get their thoughts in as well. So his team similar to mine. He's got Williams instead of Ruiz. I like that, mate. Williams was someone I really, really wanted to consider. Just didn't get the budget. Kyle Walker instead of Kane. Again, Walker's got ball recoveries on his side. He's flying up that right-hand side. Double German mid. Yeah, if the other one's Gundogan, I think it's a good shout, or maybe Verts. Gakpo, Ake. Yeah, I like Ake. And then Costa, again, good option. Costa was probably I think the other way I was potentially looking at doing it. Let's see if I can do it now, actually. Because I tell you what, I don't mind. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. No, I can't. Was Ake for Pepe and Costa for Verbruggen, but Ake's worth more than Pepe. And Costa's worth more than Verbruggen, so I actually couldn't do it. Defense is reasonably budget as well. I think Carvajal. I think I've just got all my money in Ronaldo, Bruno, and this attack really, and it's not necessarily a good thing because I think, like we'd seen earlier, that stat there's just players not, and I think you posted it, James. The players just aren't scoring the goals in this tournament. Does Mitchell start? I read that he may be benched. Well, let's see. Let's have a look on. We'll find out because you can do the lineup will come out before deadline, so we will find out anyway, mate. So that's obviously one bonus. But let's look at some predicted German lineups. I think it'll be a bit of a shame if he doesn't start because he's looked pretty good so far in this tournament. So let's see what they're saying on any of sort of like the forums or the pages. Let's have a look. Oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, they're saying David Raum is set to be currently ahead of Mittelslaat. Only made a substitute against Switzerland and assisted the goal. Okay. Interesting. Well, let's have a look and see what we might have to do if Mittelslaat doesn't play. So, if we go transfer out, defenders, my budget then goes all the way back down to 4 mil. Apologies, mate. You are right. It is Italy, Switzerland as a deadline game. And getting confused and just assuming that all the games are at the same time again. But now we can't, mate. I'm pretty sure. And I'll check again. That it's like the locked in games is that first game, and the second, like today, is the so yeah, matches. You've got transfer deadline for Switzerland, Italy, and then you've got Germany, Denmark. And that's it's locked in before that Switzerland, Italy game. And then you've got another deadline tomorrow for England, Slovakia, and then Spain, Georgia. That's a good comment there about Mittelslat, especially if he doesn't play. He's in the possible lineup from Bild, BILD. So Bild, one of the popular ones in Germany. Yeah, it'd be a shame if he doesn't start for a lot of our teams because he is very highly selected. But look, we've got options here. We've got FaZe, Mittelslat there. Ratu from Romania has done really well and got obviously that Netherlands game. Let's see who else might be available. Schlotterbeck. Let's see what other German players might be within the price range. Might just have to play Mittelslat myself and just see how he goes. Yeah, so he's probably the only option there. Good team. The All Black pick's cool. Dragusin, love that. Obviously, we're both Spurs fans, so yeah, he's a bit of a beast in this tournament so far. Bastoni, set piece threat. Højbjerg got his 3 bonus points in the second game. Williams, good pick. KDB, loves a bonus point. Kimmich, like that. Yamal, very exciting, mate. Yeah, there is a few 4 million picks in goal, but I'm happy with the 2 keepers. I don't really want to change the balance of that. And I'm kind of comfortable if Mittelslat didn't play in the fact that I'm happy to know that Pepe can come on. And then I've just got to really hope that England and Spain keep those clean sheets. So then, yeah, then the defense kind of looks quite good anyway. But yeah, it is a bit worrying knowing that, you know, that he's potentially not favoured. And I'll do it now. One thing I do like to do is go on to like these nations' Instagram pages and see who's been training and who hasn't. So let's have a look at the Germans. Let's go Germany football team. Okay. It would be a big blow if he missed this game from a fantasy perspective because he's such a bargain as well. So yeah, that would be a big shame. He's in a lot of the projected lineups. I think you just got to hope that he starts if you're keen on keeping him. So Jared's team, get your squads in the comments just like this. Costa, Verbruggen, Ake, Bastoni, Hernandez. I like that Hernandez pick. That's someone I'm a bit gutted about not having actually. Now I'm looking at it, but yeah, real stuck on Carvajal at the moment. Who you've got anyway? You've got Gahey, Fernandez, Gundogan, Bellingham, Sabitzer, Ruiz, Kane, Mbappe, Gakpo. 1 million left. To be honest, mate, like I'm really liking that team. I'm liking the Hernandez pick and I'm liking the Bastoni pick because what you've done that's probably on paper better than what I've done is you've not just gone all in on 2 or 3 nations. I could get completely burnt with this team selection. I could just end up, 3 or 4 days time and having 2 players left in my lineup, whereas at least you've got a little bit of room. Maybe the only one player not having is Musiala, and you might potentially miss out there. I don't think you're going to. I know I've got Fernandez, but I don't think you'll hugely miss out by not having too much Portugal. But But yeah, I like it. I think you've got a better balance to your team. Yeah, I'm really just hoping that there's obviously certain nations that go through. Um, and yeah, I've played a lot of UEFA games. I've played World Cup fantasy as well. I've played Champions League fantasy, and I know that if a team gets shocked and goes out, then yeah, I can be in some big trouble. But yeah, that's a good team. I do like that. Do like that, mate. I like Ake. I think he's a great pick. Really, really good pick. I just couldn't find the 0.5. Only option I had was maybe going Ronaldo to Morata, Ronaldo to Gakpo, and then I could upgrade, say, Mittelslar or Pepe and get in like an Ake. But I think I'm just at the point now with this fantasy game where I'm just happy just to keep the kind of first sort of draft I pick and not make too many changes. Yeah, yeah, it's hard to say. Like this tournament, there's just been so many teams that haven't turned up that we expected to turn up that it's kind of anyone's game. I don't mind it, mate. They've had the best defense in the tournament, I believe, for would up there with Spain. Sorry, Spain have had the best, but I mean, they're two really strong games. I like Theo Hernandez, who we mentioned before. Um, they've got good ball recoveries from a few of their other defenders, like Kunde as well. So for day 2, if Musalia blanks, so I'll read the fixtures and I'll kind of give you the order of players that I'm looking at captaining. Before I do, we've got some really strong watches in, so it's great to see. Lots on Twitter, which is great. So if you're on Twitter now and you're watching, you're one of the 66 people watching on Twitter, please post a comment on there or jump onto the YouTube. If you're one of the watchers on YouTube, please like the video. Just take 2 seconds now and give the video a like. Another 2 seconds to hit subscribe if you're new and you enjoy fantasy football, because we'll be doing a lot of FPL content when that comes back, which will be soon, very, very soon. So hit that subscribe and get a comment in. Post your team. I want to see your teams. Okay, so day 2, the fixtures are England, Slovakia, and Spain, Georgia. Looking at my team, what I'm going to say, my favourite captain, if you're going to back goals, I'm going to look at Kane, as bad as he's been and as bad as England has been. And like was mentioned earlier, there's not been any player that scored 2 goals in a game yet. But I'm just going to back him because England, they've got to do something. And then if I was wildcard captaining, like if I was taking a bit more of a punt, then I'd probably go Cucurella because his ball recoveries are ridiculous. Spain have defended well. And there's a big chance of getting a good score out of him. And defenders have been the ones that have been getting us all the points. So if I was to go Cucurella and he put in another 10-pointer like this, scroll out a little bit. Yeah, he put in another one of these big performances. Then, let's go back. Yeah, where he got 10 points. Then, yeah, there'd be there'd be a lot of potential there. Let's scroll back into my team. So yeah, I'm going to captain Kane, mate. Sorry. So just to actually properly answer your question, it's going to be Harry Kane on that second day if he does blank, and yeah, but like Cucurella could be someone that I might be interested in because those ball recoveries are so high, and if he was to get clean sheet, 6 ball recoveries, that's an extra 2 points. He could even get man of the match. So yeah, I'm not minding him. Yeah, I haven't watched enough of Turkey personally. I like them in that first game. Yeah, tight game for Germany. Obviously they're the hosts, but yeah, I still don't think it's a squad or a team that's capable to win it this year. But I can see them maybe going quarters, semis. Torn between Williams, Bellingham, or Carvajal. I don't have Kane. I think Carvajal is going to be a really big pick, mate. Really big pick. If England start playing on Rice, if Slovakia will just walk through that huge hole left in midfield. Jared thinks it's where England turn up. Hope so. I've got 4 of their players. Going to head off, Matt. Archery. We'll watch after archery and make final changes. Good luck, mate. And good luck, everyone, of course. Or is that blind hope, mate? I said this to someone the other day. I said, we're all hoping England turn up in this one. Like, the shackles have got to come off. Something has got to give. Look, even if England were to win 1-0 and go through, you can win the tournament that way. Portugal did in 2016, just not really performing in every game, and they found a way to win it. But on the other side, England in Euro 2016 were pretty poor in the group, and then they played Iceland in the next round and still went out. So, like, there's just never any guarantees. And maybe, yeah, it could be a bit of blind hope because it's been pretty poor, isn't it, so far? Like, there's not many positives to take out of any of the games other than maybe some defensive metal, maybe some defensive displays. I think he should. I think they need to freshen it up. England need Palmer. They need Gordon. They need a bit more directness on obviously that side, and Palmer with his trickery and what he can do on the ball. So I'm going to say it's got to be Palmer's going to play. I think he has to. It is Southgate though, mate. So Hazard's team is Morata, Mbappe. You can see it all here on screen. We'll have a look through. Gakpo, Sabitza's in there. Fernandez, Ake, Gahey. It's very similar to mine. He's obviously gone with Cancelo, Megan, Ake, Williams, Gakpo. I like it, mate. Morata. Oh, to be fair, this is probably a fair bit different to mine. I like the Morata and the Gakpo picks. They've probably got more of a chance of scoring in those games than some of the big guns, like the bigger guns like Kane. Good team. Yeah, I like it, mate. I think it's good. Again, you've kind of spread out a lot of the players. And yeah, I've not really done that in my team, which is obviously a bit risky. I think what we'll do as well, I want to just do this version of the team like this because I think it just looks a bit better on screen for everyone, so you can see the full squad. I'd still go Ruiz, mate. I think Ruiz, he's always got, there's a potential assist in him, but you've got the ball recoveries. And we're not sure if Saka's definitely going to start. And ball recovery seem to be getting more points than a lot of things in this tournament. So yeah, that's probably what I would do, mate. But yeah, keep getting your questions in. We've just had another subscriber, so whoever that was, thanks for subscribing. Yeah, like the video. You can also find me on Instagram at FPLMattDay, Twitter at FPLMattDay. And if you play FPL and you're watching this, then let me know in the comments. Because yeah, FPL will be back soon. Nah, they're not bad players, mate, at all. And I think a lot of it comes down just to it's the pressure of England. I think playing for England, we've seen it down the years, like players underperforming for England. It's just not the same as when they're at their clubs as well. There's never a great. I think the players there's a good vibe amongst the players, but I just think Southgate's maybe running his course a bit as well. It's coming to the end of his time, and it just all needs a bit of freshening up. But it's not to say that England aren't going to get through, and who knows? Could still go all the way. Finish top of the group. No chips, mate. No chips for me. Which, yeah, it's difficult. I think I'd love to have had my wild card for the quarterfinals. I think we saw in the group there wasn't a great amount of players sort of performing or picking up the points we expected. So probably could have just got away with using one chip in the group and and not actually having to use it. Normally in these tournaments, you have to use, or you don't have to, but it's better to use the wild card and the limitless in the second and third game. Just wasn't the case in this one. And all those managers that have a wild card for the quarterfinals and onwards, that they're in a pretty good position. That they're in a strong position. Yeah, let's go into some next comment from Azuma. Any good defenders from Austria? There's Mwenny, who's 4.5 million. He's had 10 points so far. He got 4 points in the first game. 11 balls recovered. 11 balls recovered. That is incredible. So he got 3 points alone just from that. So if you're confident Austria can keep a clean sheet in the Turkey game, Mueni is a bargain at 4.5 mil. But even if you're not confident in a clean sheet, 11 ball recoveries is ridiculous. There's also Trona. He got 4 ball recoveries in the last game. He scored a goal as well. But I'd probably go for Mueni because of those ball recoveries. If I was picking between the two, there's Poshk, Stefan Poshk as well. Lots of ball recoveries, 7 in the first 2 games, 5 in the third game as well. And he's 4.5 million. So there's some decent ones, mate, in that 4.5 million bracket. So yeah, go have a look. Yeah, keep the questions coming in. We've got some good views now, which is awesome. Also, share the link to any friends. It'd be good if we can get 100 watchers on. Give the video a like, subscribe if you're new, ask a question, share your team. Let us know your thoughts on my team. You can see it on the screen now. It's probably a bit template, to be honest. I don't think German players should be in a void. I think a lot of people are going to have quite good ownership of some of the German defenders. So having at least one, don't think it's the worst idea. But at the same time, if you go against the grain and maybe avoid German defenders, it could work for you. Could work for you. I don't think there's any harm in going for Ake. He's been brilliant going forward. We know how good a player he is from Fantasy League. I'll just give you a quick idea, though, with German defence. So you've got Rudiger there, 30% selected, and Mittelslat at 21% selected. So if one of them does hit and you don't own them, then yeah, it's obviously going to be difficult. We've got 100 watchers across YouTube and Twitter right now, so it's really, really good. So please get a comment in, like the video, subscribe as well, or follow if you're watching on X. Go follow me on there. Deadline is today, so you need your team done. You need your team done, everyone. What do you think of my team? Rate it. I don't mind if you think it's a 5, a 4, a 10, a 9, an 8. What am I missing in my team as well? Let me know. It'd be good to see what people's thoughts. Is it 2 template with Musiala, Bellingham, Kane, Mbappe, Ruiz? Is it a bit boring? Abbas has said a 7. I think that's fair, mate. Do you think maybe too many Spain players? Too much Portugal? I'd probably say, now I'm looking at it, now I'm seeing, say, like Jared's team earlier. Let's bring Jared's team back up. This was a pretty well-balanced team. And I would give this one a strong 8.5. Whereas mine, it's just got too many players probably from the same teams. Deborah, should I keep Bellingham or replace with Gundo, Ruiz, KDB, Xavi, Simmons? Suggest I make a change if you're going to change Bellingham out for any of them, I would go Simmons. I think that could be quite a shrewd pick. I think a lot of people have been put off by Dutch players now. So he'd probably be the most differential, maybe along with Ruiz. Although, let's have a quick look. Midfield. Okay, you've got De Bruyne. Tell you what, the user experience of this Euro Fantasy app or website is terrible, by the way. Okay, Simmons, he's still 12% selected. And what's Ruiz? 12% as well. Okay. I don't mind the Simmons pick, mate. Joseph is 11th in my league, so he's absolutely smashing it. 50 grand prize. Mate, if I was able to get more subs, so channel's doing well. Like the channel's gone from a couple of hundred subs about a year ago to, getting towards the 1,500 mark. But if the channel could get to 2 to 2,500 subs once kind of FPL starts, and then maybe grow again next year and the following year with Wildcard Fantasy, and we could get to 5 to 10k subs, then yeah, that'd be good, because we might be able to then get some sort of sponsor or something for the channel, and then with that means we can do things like prizes for these types of leagues, or gifts. I don't think we can call them prizes anymore, mate. More like gifts. But yeah, sadly, at the moment, it's all just for fun and for bragging rights. And 11th is pretty good, mate, because there is a lot of people in that league. It's 100 and something people, 160 or something. Yeah, that's the other side, mate. I feel like I've gone quite template with the picks, but I've gone differential in terms of like picking 4 England players and loading up on like 3 Portugal and 3 Spain instead of kind of varying it. Yeah, fair call, mate. Which one do you think? Williams? It is worrying, mate, because one of them's going to have to go through, and the French are strong. Nah, I'm not either, mate. Mate, I'm not convinced at all. I'm not convinced. I always just get that. The thing about Ronaldo, right, is, and he's not been convincing in this tournament at all. He did hit the post in that one game, didn't he? And he's still been in and around the chances. But the thing I have about not owning him, I just get scared because, it's Ronaldo. If he scores, everyone goes crazy for it and, loves him. And yeah, I just don't want to be that person that doesn't have him if he does actually score that goal and, and all that type of stuff, mate. And yeah, I do think Kakpo's a better pick, probably. Oh, nice one, mate. He's given it an 8. I don't mind that. And yeah, fair enough on Kane and Bellingham, mate. England have been terrible so far to watch, haven't they? Yeah, he's older now, though, I guess. He is a lot older. I think it's one of them, though. If he gets offered a chance in front of goal to win a game, he'll still find the net. Like even in the Turkey game, he was 1-on-1 and he still got an assist out of it. And yeah, there's not much to choose from really. Until I think, like I was mentioned earlier from James, is like, or yourself, there's no one scored more than a goal in any given game. There's not been doubles or that type of stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad call. He probably edges it over Ronaldo because he's actually looking good. I do, mate. Actually, if you look at the bottom of the screen now, the banner, there's a league code, TAiTVA. So it's actually on the banner, mate, on the screen, that yellow banner at the bottom of the screen. So yeah, join it, mate. We've currently got. I'll probably close it off at after this round. I think this round I'll probably try and close off the league, because if it's even possible for me to do that. But we've got 169 members, and the person on top, Alun Urath, is on 218 points. So yeah, come and join it. Keep sending your teams. Get any questions in, any thoughts, any team news. Hey, mate, I hope you're good. Nah, he's not, mate. I love him as a player. He's unreal, but I just look at it and think Spain will go through, and I'm already gambling with so many players from like 2 or 3 nations that, yeah, do like it, mate. He's a cracking player. Cracking player. Yeah, he's a good shout, mate. I think any England defender that's nailed to start the game is a shout, and like Gahey, Walker, Stones, all good, mate. Gahey's got the ball recoveries, maybe the set piece threat as well with headers, but yeah, Walker's obviously attacking, mate. So he's a good pick. I've seen him in a lot of teams. Yeah, good player, mate. Like I mentioned, very good player. Yeah, got some good viewers. So yeah, subscribe if you're new. If this is the first time you're here, say hello, drop a hello, drop a comment, drop a like, get your team in the comments. I'd like to hear what everyone's teams are. I'm going to talk through my captain strategy now because we did have that question earlier, which was awesome. So I'm going to talk through my captain strategy. Okay, so first game, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, Denmark. So that's the first set of games in the round of 16 where there's a deadline before Switzerland, Italy. Who am I captaining on that day? Musiala will be my captain. If I owned Gundogan, I'd probably look at potentially captaining him as well. From the Switzerland-Italy game, if anyone, I've not seen Chiesa in many teams. I don't know if he got injured or if he's still fit. I don't know. He's been a bit hit and miss. Maybe even someone like a Kanji. He's been good in this tournament. And then the next day, England, Slovakia, Spain, Georgia. I think a lot of people are going to back a Spanish player in that game. They're probably going to go Morata, Cucurella, Ruiz, Williams. Williams is probably the one I'm actually like looking at my team now and I'm like, do I really need Bruno Fernandes? Like, do I really need him? He's 33% selected though. And then the next day, France, Belgium, Portugal, Slovenia. I'd probably go with maybe Mbappe. And then the last day, I'd have to go Sabitzer because I don't really have any options. Yeah, let's have a look at midfielders. I want to compare Spain and Portugal in terms of ownership because a little bit of me kind of wants an extra Spanish player now, seeing those games as a captain option. Gundo or Musiala for captain. I like Musiala. I just think he's Musiala. I think he's just so involved, mate. Gundogan's brilliant as well, but I like the idea of Musiala. Hi, Diggs. I hope you're good, mate. Mate, if he gets to start, good player. Knows where the net is. Seems to be on a good little spell of form as well. Good header. Good equaliser. Okay, so... Yeah, okay. Williams is 15% selected. So you've got Bruno at the very top on 33, who's in my team. So happy to keep him because of that ownership. And then Williams at 15. Ruiz, who I've already got at 12. So the plan would then have to be getting rid of, say, a Bellingham. Don't think a Sabitzer. His price is only 6.5 mil. I could downgrade Ruiz. Now I'm happy. I'm not going to change it. I think Williams is a great pick, though. Would love to have him. Like, he's probably due a goal in this comp. You just can't have them all. Well, you kind of can because you can have 4 players now. That's a good point. Gahey being on a yellow card. Yeah, that could become a problem, and I don't think anyone's actually thought of that. Let's do another look. Let's do another set. These are all very good points that are coming in. I think that's another great point. So let's have a look at England defenders if Gahey was to get himself suspended. Let's have a look. God, this is so difficult to navigate this this one. So Stones is 5 mil. It's a tricky one. I think Trippier's injured. I wonder if they're going to put Konsa at left back or Joe Gomez. Konsa could be the shout if he gets the start. Because you can imagine he's very good on the ball for Villa when he plays. Ball recovery, set piece threat. He might be a cheeky pick, Konsa. But then if Trippier is fit for the next round and then Gahey gets suspended anyway, that's the problem, mate. Yeah, mate, set piece threat, ball recoveries, good pick. A lot of people are staying away from Italy because they don't rate them. But I like him. Is Bellingham worth keeping because he has not been scoring great? Yeah, I still think he's well worth keeping. Sorry, I'll be back, everyone, on the stream, by the way. My dog is just barking, so I'm just going to grab him. All right, everyone, I'm back with the dog on the stream. Okay, so Bellingham, is he worth keeping? I think I mentioned earlier, like I'll show you back on my team, that his ownership's so high. I think a few of us have spoken in the comments that surely it's time for England to bloody do something and turn up. And Bellingham, big game player. I think there's someone that and then you're starting to run. We're running out of options in midfield anyway in this game. So sorry, the dog is on the stream. Miko is on the stream. Don't think he's too happy about being on the stream. Yeah, I like Williams. I think Palmer could start for England. I like Post from Austria. I think I mentioned him earlier. He's got such a good ball recoveries. Yeah, if Palmer plays, mate, he's going to be a good pick. Stones over Gahey if we don't have any chips. You know what? It's probably going to have to be the play, especially if Gahey gets that yellow. Who let the dog bark? I know. Poor little dog. The missus will be back upstairs shortly. She just had to go down and collect some food. And he just started to bark, didn't you? He's got a little crate that he should go into. But yeah, I've decided to hold him for the stream so he could all say hello. Let's hold him up. There he is, little Miko. So this is the inspiration behind my team name. Look, so my team's called the Three Pomeranians, and that is why. So the three lions, and then Miko is the reason we're called the Three Pomeranians. All right, she's back now, so I'm going to just pass Miko back. I'm just going to pass him back over. Miko has now left the stream. Wow, 10 dogs is a lot of dogs, mate. That is incredible. Yeah, wow. That is a lot of dogs. We've only just got the one, but yeah, that's insane, mate. Gakpo for me. Gakpo, because I think he's just showing that form. He scored goals already. Well, I was born in England, mate. I live there. I live in Australia now. So it's got to be England in terms of who I'm supporting. If England were to go out, who would I like to see win it? I wouldn't mind seeing Netherlands win it. But yeah, England for me. Suki said, we will see goals and England are going to wake up. Mate, it's got Euro. It feels like Euro 2020 again, where England were just pretty average in the groups. And then they did show up in the knockouts, to be fair. I've heard this. Yeah, we've heard this. A few people have said this on the stream, and it is a worry. It is a worry, but I just think I'm going to just keep with Middlesbrough. Hope that he does play. He's been good so far. If they do make the change and it doesn't work, it could backfire on Germany. Austria to the semis. Yeah, they look good. They look good. And if Raum start, I'll choose him. Yeah, great pick if he starts. Big differential if someone takes a gamble. Yeah, it is a shame, mate. It is a big shame because it's always the way, though, in fantasy games. There's team news that we just need to know. Gundogan over Masiala as has more mins and pens. Now, fair call. I think the pens part's good. I just like owning Musiala. I really like him as a player. So we'll probably do another 5 minutes on the stream. We've got some really good watches on YouTube. So thanks to everyone that is tuning in tonight. Hit the like button if you didn't already on the stream. Get a quick comment. Say hello as well. Subscribe if you are new here. We've managed to get, I think, about 4 subscribers from this stream. So it would be good if we could get every person that's watching now on YouTube subscribe to the channel. If you've been watching on Twitch or X, jump onto YouTube, search the video, and come and subscribe as well. So we'll do another 5 more minutes. So where I live in Australia, it's about 10 o'clock at night nearly. So I need to have a little bit of food, which is a bit late for me to have food. But anyway, yeah, Denmark are strong defensively. I haven't even spoke about any Denmark players. Eriksen's already had, a man of the match performance in the last game. He scored in the first game with 3 bonus. He's going under the radar. Let's pull up Eriksen now, actually. Yeah, I'm just assuming that Germany are going to go through, which is probably a bit unfair on Denmark because you just never know in this tournament. Here he is. 5% selected. He's got 10 points, 2, and then 7. So that's pretty strong. Let's go. Yeah, because the usability of this game, the website is terrible. It's awful. Oh, well, we'll keep it selected by. Yeah, I love that. Hey, mate. Yeah, we all like the Gakpo pick. Quite a few of us were sort of saying that it's probably better to go Mbappe, Gakpo, and Morata. And I was close to taking out Ronaldo for Gakpo. I think we were kind of all talking about his goal threat. It's actually a lot bigger right now. He's on better form, so it's probably not a bad shout, especially because if they go through, I'm going to need him in anyway because they're on a better side of the draw. Yeah, Christensen, good shout. It depends how certain you are. Like if you're confident Denmark can go through. So this is Nathan's team. Very strong. I like the Carvajal pick. Cucurella double up. Cancelo's good. Haven't seen him in too many teams actually. Cancelo this time around, but yeah, good pick. Pedri, another one. Good differential. Yeah, solid 8. I'd say that team 8 to 8.5. I would say get more defensive players for Germany attack with Portugal and Spain. Yeah, it's a fair call. Sorry, England and France defense. Would you go Gehi over Mittelslat? They would bring me down to 2 England players and to 2 German. I think Gehi's a good pick. He's going to be highly owned. His ball recoveries are good. That yellow card is kind of hanging over me now, though. Now I've heard about that. But I'd probably rather that than someone like Mittelslat who might not even start now. Yeah, I don't mind the Austrian pick. A little bit of me is potentially thinking about an Austrian player. But then it's hard to get someone for Mittelslat for 4 mil. That's why I'm comfortable just keeping him in there at 4 million in the hope that even if he doesn't start, that maybe he comes off the bench and does well. And yeah, you never know. Be a big change for Germany to make at this stage. Yeah, I like the Walker pick, mate. I like the Walker pick. I think a few people are just priced out of him compared to, say, Gehi. I like Pepe because he's a little bit cheaper and I like his ball recoveries. Anything you're changing my team to score higher? Let's go back to your team. To be honest, mate, like I said, your team's got a better balance to it than mine. I don't think there's much you're missing. There really isn't much you're missing in there. I wouldn't change anything. Maybe just keep tabs on the Mittelslat start team news if you can. But other than that, I like it. Your attack looks good. Could maybe do Gakpo instead of Ronaldo if you just want to try something different. Or Morata as well, but you've already got Carvajal, Cucurella, Pedri. Oh, so you do have some room for another Spanish player. Haven't seen Unai Simon in too many teams. I know, mate. I'm worried about that. I am worried about that. Theo Hernandez would be the other player I'd go for. And maybe Kunde or Upamecano, the defender with all the ball recoveries. Thanks, mate. It was great to see you in the stream, and yeah, some really good comments, mate. You brought up, so yeah, appreciate it, mate. I'm sure I'll see you for the next one. Yeah, we'll finish up shortly. We'll see what other comments come in. Yeah, that's right. I thought you did. That's all good, mate. It was a great team. Good luck. Yeah, have a good weekend as well, mate. So if you can see my team on screen, let me know if there's what's one change in this squad that you would make to it right now. One change. Which player would you take out and who for? Let me know in the comments. Abbas said, should I stick with Cucurella or Carvajal if I want Theo Hernandez? I'd still stick with those two, mate. I think that Spanish double up is going to be pretty big. And the fact that they're playing Georgia, it's going to be popular. Yeah, good call. Saliba's a ball recovery monster. Let's bring up the French defence whilst we're on topic. Saliba, 5.5 mil. Yeah, 8, 7, 4. So even when they conceded, that's a lot of ball recoveries. 8 ball recoveries. Wow. 6 and 3. So is this is, and he's even cheaper. Look, Upamecano is a ball recovery monster as well. 10 balls recovered, 6 balls recovered, and 5 balls recovered. And then Kunde at 5 million, 7 balls recovered, 2 balls recovered, not so good. 9 balls recovered. So they're a little bit cheaper than Saliba and Theo Hernandez as well. Yeah, he's a good pick. I think a few managers had him earlier, and we were saying like he's a set piece threat. He's ball recoveries. Gets you a player out of that Italy game as well, which we're not seeing many players from there. Akanji, someone as well for Switzerland. He's been good in this tournament for this game. Don't mind it, mate. I like the Verbruggen pick though. I think having that second, at least a goalkeeper from Holland, just to have someone from the Dutch that they've got a probably stronger chance of going through. So, but I don't mind the Ake pick as well. He does, mate. He does. He looks tired. Back now. Okay, so don't know if you mean my goalkeepers playing the same day, mate. Pickford and the Dutch, or your keepers. Over Bruggen and Pence. Hold on. Okay. Maybe go Pence then. Go Pence. And then get Verbruggen out for someone and then keep Ake. Okay, so I like Williams. I think great pick. And I wanted him in. But I went Ruiz because he was 0.5 less. I think because goals have been hard to come by in this tournament for a lot of players, ball recoveries are the next best thing, and he's been getting ball recoveries. He's got a good eye for goal, Ruiz, as well. He's had a good amount of efforts on goal. 15 points in the first game. He obviously got the goal and the assist, the recoveries, and the man of the match. But even in this game, 5 balls recovered. So he was only one more ball recovery away from an extra point. So if he obviously gets 2 points in the Georgia game, clean sheet, that's 3. And then he recovers 6 balls. He gets 2 points. 5 points is a lot in this Euro fantasy game. Whereas with Williams, if he doesn't score or grab the assist, there's a high chance he does do that. But if he doesn't, he's probably only coming out with maybe 2-3 points. I think Ruiz just has that steadier opportunity. Yeah. Don't mind it. I think Foden is he's someone that's gone under the radar because he's been so poor. But again, he could come to life in this knockout. He could come to life. And he might be on the left this time. And they might have Palmer on the right. All right, we'll wrap up very shortly. A few last things. If you've got any last minute questions, get them in now. Like the stream. Go and give it a like. Subscribe if you're new. If you are watching right now, hit the subscribe button. Trying to get at least one more subscriber now before I wrap up the stream. We've managed to get 5 just from this video, which is brilliant. See if you can make it 6. Obviously, more the better. But yeah, please hit that subscribe, like the video as well. Rate my team. We'll do a couple more minutes. We'll do 3 more minutes to see if we can hit that extra sub. Yeah, thanks, mate. I'm not sure when all the sort of other channels that you watch go live, but maybe they do it just before deadline. Because I'm on the other side of the world, mate, it's hard for me to be up at deadline, so I've got to just try and find the time to do it. And yeah, it looks like it's obviously early morning in Europe or the UK or that side of the world. So it's obviously working good for this video, which is good. Good watchers for the size of my channel. This has been a decent sort of amount of watchers, especially coming in from YouTube and Twitter. It's been a good stream. A lot of good interaction in the comments as well. So thanks to everyone that is tuned in. Yeah, thanks, mate. Do you play Fantasy Premier League as well? Let me know, mate. Let me know if you play Fantasy League as well, mate. Everyone that's new and you've joined tonight, let me know if you play Fantasy Premier League, because obviously this channel is dedicated towards fantasy football games. So we do Fantasy Premier League, Fantasy Champions League, and then we do there's lots of shorts. There's football updates, football opinions, but obviously it's all mainly based around fantasy football. So if you play those games, then this is definitely the channel for you. And we get a few different guests on throughout next season. Awesome, mate. That's brilliant. That's good. That's good to hear, mate. Yeah, FPL. It's going to be big when that comes back. I'm looking forward to the game coming back, seeing the price reveals, building the draft team selections and all that type of stuff, mate. It's going to be exciting. So yeah, looking forward to having you on board. We'll see if any more questions come in the next minute. We'll see how we go. And this is going to be my final team. I've decided, unless from now until the next hour or two, unless there's some concrete news that this man here, Start, is going to miss out to Rome, unless that happens, this is going to be the squad. I ain't changing it because there's just not much else I'd do. You can't have everyone else. I've gone heavy on England, probably a bad idea. I've gone heavy on Spain, it's probably a good idea. I've gone heavy on Portugal. I don't even know if that's a good idea because of their loss to Georgia. This is the one. This is a great comment from Georgie. This is Gakpo or Morata, isn't it? It could be. Do you know what it is? And this is happening a lot in this game. A lot of people love the fact there's all these subs, so we want to be able to have players for the last day. And Portugal's one of those teams that play on the last day, and you just feel a little bit more secure, and maybe that's what it is, which is a ridiculous way to do it. Actually, no, they're not on the last day. It's the Dutch, isn't it? That's what we even said. Actually, let's go back on that. Let's go back on it. It's the Romania-Netherlands game. I think because Romania is so strong defensively, it probably maybe does sway me more towards Morata against Georgia. Let's have a look and see if Ronaldo's played Slovenia over the last few years. I'm sure he has. Let's go to Portugal matches. Played Slovakia. It's been a long while since he's played Slovenia. Wow. Stretching back a long way here. Okay. Supposed to play him a friendly a few years ago. It got cancelled. Wow, God, we're going back a long time on these Portugal fixtures. I can't even find when Ronaldo might have last played Slovenia. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments because I'd have to Google it otherwise. Don't even know. Gakpo's looking like a more attractive option, isn't he? And Morata. Reese's team: Pickford, Costa, Aki, Cucurella, Gahey, Hernandez, Mittelstadt, Ruiz, Bellingham, Musiala, Gundogan, Kane, Mbappe, Strong. Another 8 or 8.5 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving teams 9 out of 10 is because I don't think we've seen enough from players to say that any team can be a 9 or 10 out of 10 in this tournament, but that's a good team. Plus Ake and Gakpo. I'm getting Gakpo FOMO now. Starting to not like the Ronaldo pick at all. He hasn't even scored a goal. All right. I know I keep saying it and I keep delaying it, but we'll probably wait for another question or two. If you've just joined, subscribe anyway, and then you don't miss the next deadline for the quarterfinals, the next deadline stream. I'll also be doing a quarterfinal wildcard draft for managers that got their wildcard left. I'll be doing my own team selection. I'll probably very likely do a live stream very similar to this before deadline next week. So stay tuned for all of that. Like this video if you haven't done. Hit the subscribe. Check me out on Instagram at FPLMattDay. Check me out on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at FPLMattDay. And yeah, good luck all for your teams. Good luck for your country if they're playing in the Euros or if they're playing in the Copa America, whatever tournament they're in. Good luck to all of your teams. Any last comments? Get them in now in the next 30 seconds. And I'm staying online till then. And then I'll look to leave the stream. It's been a brilliant stream. It's been probably the best stream I've done so far for the Euros. So thanks to everyone that has tuned in. Met some really good new people as well. Looks like we've got people from all over the globe that have come in. So yeah, that is absolutely awesome. Looks like we've even got a couple more watchers that have come in right now as well. So yeah, great to see you all in. I do want to wait just in case any more. Yeah, I'll just wait in case any more last minute questions come in. It's always nice in case anyone has one. We'll give it till 15 minutes past. So we've got another 30 or 40 seconds. So we're going to go through my final team now before I leave. Okay, so let's bring up the team this way. So Harry Kane, Mbappe, Ruiz, Sabitzer, Bellingham, Musiala, captain on the first day. Carvajal, Cucurella, Gahey, Mittelstadt, if he starts, hopefully. Pickford, Verbruggen, and then basically just back in Portugal. Ronaldo, Pepe, Fernandez. If Musiala fails, I'm probably going to put the captain's armband on Kane. If Kane fails, it then becomes Mbappe. And then if Mbappe fails, well, eventually it could end up being Verbruggen as my captain. So we will see. Last couple. Oh, awesome, mate. That's brilliant that you've tuned in all the way from South Africa. Yeah, that's great, mate. I've got both, but if I was picking, I'm just going to go Bellingham because Sabitz has been better though, isn't he? But I'm going to go Bellingham because I think England have got to step up, and I think he'll find a way. I think he'll find a way. All right, awesome, everyone. Thanks to all of you that have tuned in. We'll look to wrap up that stream right now. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you hadn't done. Hit the like button. And yeah, check out all the socials at FPLMattDay. Good luck. Don't miss the deadline. Remember, it's unlimited transfers. It's 4 players per nation. There's 5 million euros extra in the budget. And if you've got your wild card left, I will be doing a quarter final wildcard draft. So be sure to tune in for that video when it is released. And I will see you all in the next one. Thanks again. Bye for now. I'm FPLMattDay.